Hi guys, it's me Aubrey and I am back again with another video, a little tutorial on how you can make your own elderberry tea. But you can find elderberry at your local health food store. Well, there's a lot of ways that you can consume elderberry. You can do the gummies, you can do like a syrup, you can do a tea. I don't recommend eating them. They're like too potent. You shouldn't just like eat them like this. But I like to make a tea, and it is a really good tea. So I'm going to give you all my top secret recipe. If you're interested in some of the spiritual or magical components of elderberry, I recommend getting this encyclopedia of magical herbs, because this, usually every herb has like a little space on the page, but the elderberry takes up 2 pages full of good information. So if you want me to dive a little bit deeper into that, I can do that as well. But yes, let's get started. Okay, so like I said, for the tea, you'll need a few simple ingredients. You'll need your favorite alkaline water. You can use faucet water if you want to, but I just use Essentia. You'll need your favorite honey, and yes, I am vegan, but I still like to use honey for its medicinal properties. Sometimes I just say I'm plant-based because I don't even want to get into that argument. Use the honey if you want, but if you want to use like agave or like another type of sweetener, feel free to. You'll need an orange. Oranges are packed with vitamin C, as we all know, so I like to add a little flavor with this. Your cinnamon sticks, you can use the powdered cinnamon if you want to, but I just like using the sticks. Turmeric and the elderberries. So I have my water, about 6 cups of water in here, and I have my eye on high. So while that is coming to a boil, I'm just going to go ahead and add like 2 dashes of turmeric. I added like 3.
So that's fine. Okay, that's enough. I tend to get heavy-handed. I'm going to wait on the honey. You can go ahead and drop about 2 cinnamon sticks in here. Cinnamon is also an herb, a spice, so it has healing properties as well. I love cinnamon. 1, 2. And you want to add this stuff in here so you can like flavor your water before you add the elderberries. And you'll need like a little strainer for the orange. And I just like to squeeze the orange juice in the water. Not too bad. And I'm making 6 cups of this because it's for me and someone else. So this is enough for 2 servings. I would prefer to have like 4 ounces of elderberry, but I think the 2 will do, because what I'm going to do is steep it. I'm going to do an infusion. And I'm just going to let it steep all night. With an infusion, you typically pour like boiling water over your herbs. But I am going to put the elderberry in here, so I'm just going to let it steep longer than like a regular tea, so I can really draw out those medicinal properties. So, get all the bad orange juice. Yeah. That's good. And once it starts to boil, you can add your honey. Honey is thick, so you know you want something that's going to kind of loosen it up.
I'm fine with it not being sweet. You can it really depends. Like if you were trying to introduce this to a child or, you know, someone younger, I wouldn't recommend like an infant or a toddler, but like, you know, a child. They typically like things like a little bit more sweet. And I know I could do it without the sweetness, but like I said, this is for me and someone else, so I'm going to make it a little bit more sweet than I would typically have it. So I just put like 2 tablespoons of honey. I'm going to do 2.5. So now that it's coming to a boil, I'm going to pour in my berries. And this is going to turn the water like a dark color. It smells so good. It smells like a cider, like a apple cider or something. Now what I want to do is really kind of trap that steam. I'm going to turn my heat off, And what I want to do is trap that steam because, you know, steam rises. There's still medicinal properties like in the steam. So I want to make sure that everything is just like rising and falling, rising and falling. So I'm going to keep that in here. And I'm just going to bring it down to like a light cool. I still want it to be kind of hot, but after it cools, I'll show you the next step. Okay, so now that I've brought the tea down from a boil, it's still pretty hot, but I'm going to transfer the tea from the pot to this mason jar. And like I said, you can just go ahead and drink the tea now, but to really draw out those medicinal benefits, I like to allow my elderberries to steep a little bit longer. So the reason why I'm putting it in a bowl is just because it's hard to pour from the pot to the thing, and yeah, you can burn yourself. So. Alright, so I have poured everything from the pot to this mason jar that is very hot. But I typically allow this to sit overnight. I like to have my elderberry tea first thing in the morning on an empty stomach just to make sure that my body is absorbing those nutrients. In the morning, I'll just strain this out, strain out the berries and the cinnamon. And as you can see, it has like this deep purple like hue. And it's so good. You can add more honey or more sweetener if you want to, but it's good to have like first thing in the morning. To warm it back up, because it does drop down to room temperature, I just throw it into a boiling pot of water. I typically don't recommend just like warming up your teas. Yeah, so just try to like warm up some water and stick this in there and then bring it to like a nice, you know, warm feeling. Yeah, okay. So yeah, quick and easy elderberry tea.